Adam, the White Hair Master, Season 2, Episode 48. In the last episode, we followed Adam and Sarah to a seaside city in the south for a vacation. But perhaps Adam's fate was tied to spiritual things, to the point that going on vacation was not smooth. At this time, he and Sarah listened to the girl frightened by the ghost telling her story. Accordingly, as soon as she discovered the scary situation in the bath, this girl was extremely panicked. Just picked up the towel next to her, then rushed out of the bathroom. The incident took place quickly but made the girl panic to the extreme. Even now, when she had calmed down, the fear still remained in her mind. This made her unable to control herself and burst into tears. Seeing the girl like that, Adam could only turn to ask her boyfriend if he had seen anything. At Adam's question, the young man said that he did not see anything unusual at all. He was lying in bed at the time of the incident. According to him, the only unusual thing he saw was his girlfriend running out of the bathroom in a panic. Because he was worried about his girlfriend, he rushed to follow the girl without paying attention to see anything unusual inside the bathroom as soon as the incident happened. Turning to his girlfriend, the guy thought that because his girlfriend had been drinking before, she was in the tub for a long time, so he guessed that the girl had fallen asleep and had a nightmare. Hearing her boyfriend say that, the girl thought he did not believe what she had just said. The feeling of fear was quickly replaced by anger, and the two argued loudly in Sarah's room. Realizing that letting the two argue like that would be annoying and affect the people around, Adam told them to calm down. He then stood up and walked towards the couple's room. Before leaving, Adam also told the couple to stay in Sarah's room, wait for him to check everything was okay and then come back. Going into the room with Adam was Sarah. Now she was always hiding behind Adam. From time to time, she asked if Adam had seen anything. In fact, Sarah followed Adam just because she was curious to see what scared the girl so much, but honestly, she was not worried about Adam's safety, because she knew that Adam always had a solution for things like this. After checking the entire room at once, Adam entered the bathroom to check until he was sure that nothing was out of the ordinary. Sarah leaned closer and closer to Adam, asserting that she was also terrified. But that's what people are. The more scared they are, the more curious they are. But it's extraordinary. Even though Adam looked closely, he still couldn't detect anything unusual here. In the end, he concluded that the main problem was with the bathtub. Once in contact with the water in the bath, he could now see the scary thing. While Adam was still hesitating about next, Sarah stepped forward. Excited by the curiosity in her heart, Sarah suddenly reached out and touched the water in the bathtub. Although she saw this action of Sarah, because she put her hand down too quickly, Adam did not have time to stop her. This time, it was curiosity that was causing Sarah's trouble. As soon as she touched the surface of the water, Sarah's whole body shook violently like electricity. It was followed by a chill all over her body, this time as even stronger than when Sarah lent her body to the suicide ghost in the bathtub. Immediately, from the arm and then gradually, Sarah's whole body seemed to be frozen by the cold, unable to move. At this moment, the water in the bath suddenly turned a blood-red color. Along with that, the water's surface also continuously rolled up, looking like the tentacles of an octopus, wrapping around Sarah's arm. Those sticky and cold faucets quickly turned into a hand. As soon as he appeared, the scary hand grabbed Sarah's wrist. Letting out a scream of terror, Sarah tried to pull her hand away from the terrifying thing but couldn't. Her body now seemed to have no strength at all. Not only arms but an extremely terrifying body gradually emerged from the bath. Using what little strength she had left, Sarah tried to hold onto her arm, not letting the horrible thing drag her into the tub. Amid extreme fear, Sarah suddenly remembered that Adam was still beside her. She immediately turned around to ask for Adam's help. But when she returned, Sarah again fell into a state of panic. Because Adam's face has become extremely scary, he is now covered with blood. He also looks at her and smiles a very ghostly smile. Sarah's mind was utterly blank now. She no longer knew where to turn. The fear in her heart now had reached the extreme. Just as Sarah turned around to find a way to escape, she was shocked to realize that the horrible thing was moving. It was rushing towards her at lightning speed. Initially, Sarah's body could no longer resist, so she could only stare at the thing that rushed over and entered her mouth. A terrifying feeling came over Sarah that made Sarah feel nauseous, but because the horrible thing was trying to get deeper, Sarah couldn't vomit. At this point, Sarah was in complete despair, thinking she would die within seconds. But at this moment, a warm feeling touching her forehead calmed her down. The scary thing also slowly disappeared. Sarah gradually regained consciousness. Although her mouth was still open, Sarah could feel that she was still alive, and that warm feeling was Adam's finger. Immediately, Sarah panicked and hid behind Adam. She feared that the horror was still hiding somewhere in the bathroom, waiting for a chance to attack her again. Glancing around the room, Sarah quickly realized that everything was as normal as when she had just entered, completely undisturbed. Recalling Adam's words earlier, Sarah realized that it was because she touched the water in the bathtub that she saw the scary thing. Still scared, Sarah sulks at Adam for not stopping her before touching the water. Turning to look at Sarah, Adam could only sigh and say that his mouth is fast, but still, not as fast as Sarah's hands. That's why such an incident happened. From what she had just seen and the experience of following Adam for a while, Sarah thought that someone had died in this bath. The ghost of this person could not escape, so it still lurks here. However, Adam did not think so. He said it was only disturbed by ghosts because this room was in a terrible feng shui location. Adam knew that no evil spirits or evil spirits existed in this room from the above statement. The main problem arose from outside this room, so Adam decided to check. Because he knew for sure that there had to be something unusual for this to happen. As soon as he stepped out the door, hitting Adam's ear was the extremely loud quarrel of the scared girl. It seems that this girl is not a gentle person. As soon as the fear passed, she immediately called the hotel staff to come and reprimand her harshly. Despite being strongly discouraged by her boyfriend, the girl blamed the poor employee. At this time, the girl's temper also attracted the attention of many tenants nearby. However, everyone sympathized with the girl and shook their heads at her temper. Knowing that nothing he said would be useless, Adam quietly looked around the corridor. Rolling his eyes around, Adam's eyes finally stopped at the back of the room. This discovery made Adam feel quite surprised. Knowing that Adam had found something unusual, Sarah immediately asked and followed Adam, walking to the end of the corridor. It turned out that the problem was with the god statue that Adam saw when he arrived here. Looking at the current state of the statue, Adam could say with certainty that this was the cause of the horrific incident with the girl. Coming from behind Adam, Sarah quickly looked at the statue. Even though Sarah didn't have the same power as Adam, she could still notice the statue's irregularity. Now she just wondered who had acted so disrespectfully. It turned out that someone had put a used mask on the face of the god statue. It is worth mentioning that this person is also extremely naughty when using a mask to cover the statue's eyes. Since this statue is used to cover the room on the opposite side, it's not uncommon for the statue to be blindfolded immediately. Seeming to have thought of something, Adam slowly raised his hand to remove the mask from the statue's face. Holding the mask in his hand, Adam turned to the girl. Although the hotel staff tried their best to apologize, they still could not make the girl less angry. She kept raising her voice. She asked the hotel manager to solve this problem.